I'm Erin.
And I'm Dana.
And these are Crimes We Didn't Commit.
There's no reason for all that suspense.
Here we go. So I have people waiting for episode 2.
It's hard for us to not record.
I know.
Especially you.
All I want to do is record this
You're
podcast.
Like, I'm a private investigator now.
I've become a full-on journalist.
Forensic pathologist.
Yes. I have big dreams.
An examinator.
Yep. Examinator. As I like to call them.
Yes. It's a hard word. It just looks like it should be examinator.
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's fair.
Plus, sometimes I just think outside the box.
That's it.
Yeah.
You're just creative.
Yeah. Yeah.
So hard.
So, I can't wait for this podcast.
Oh, did I tell you that my mom told me there was a demon in my house?
No.
I sent a video to my family group chat of my cat staring at something. And then she zoomed in and screenshotted something. And she said, you need to pray.
Holy crap.
I know. And then another friend told me it's because I've been watching all these scary paranormal movies. And she said I was calling on them.
Oh, well then my house is riddled.
Yeah, I know. And I was like, there's no way. My whole life I've been doing this.
Yeah, no.
I like scary.
Yeah, no, I don't believe that you're calling them.
I don't think so.
No. I mean, I love watching serial killer documentaries. That
Absolutely.
means I'm inviting them into my home.
No, exactly.
But it would be interesting to have dinner with one.
It would be fascinating.
Or
a demon.
In full on, straitjacket.
Absolutely.
And,
yes.
cuffs from head to toe.
Lots of security.
100%.
Yes.
But yeah, I would have so many questions.
It's just their minds are so fascinating.
Yeah. Yeah. I would really like to, and have been actually trying to dive deep into understanding.
Like the psyche.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, we've talked about that triangle.
Yeah.
That triangle
of the bedwetting and the
Yes.
hurting animals.
Yes.
And we're both making triangle shapes with our hands.
But yeah, I don't know. I just want to learn so much about them.
Yeah.
And I think this podcast is the perfect way.
Absolutely.
To do it.
The amount of research, there's just never enough information.
No. I need 100 computers
around
me,
My massive screen isn't enough.
No.
That I have.
No.
It doesn't, I can't.
I need an entire office just for me.
You know how they'll have those in the movies where there's a bajillion screens with stocks?
That is my dream.
Except for articles.
Yeah. That's dreams there.
And mugshots.
Mugshots and those not cardboard, what are they called? The cork board.
Oh yeah, with the red lines.
Yeah. Yeah.
That'd be so cool.
I never understood how they did those strings going all and connecting. I mean, that takes some
you have to understand the strings.
Yeah.
You need to really
with the direction.
Yeah, because you're just making this web.
Yeah. And you're crossing lines.
I know. And you're just I don't know what's connecting to what anymore. But I feel like the first place you put the string and then the last place are the dots you want connected.
So why not just
I don't know.
I don't know. String from that to that.
I don't know.
Good.
Maybe they couldn't get there without going to the different points.
That's what it is.
That makes sense.
We are slow.
It's also kind of early for us.
Yeah. It is.
It's the daylight hours. It's before noon.
Well,
is it before noon?
It's 3 minutes after.
That's okay. That doesn't count.
But we've been doing a lot this morning. So
I've been awake for a long time, it feels like.
Yeah.
This whole week has been long to me.
It's been a very long week. I think mainly because I've just been waiting to record.
I know. And I'm busy.
And you are doing too much. And so I'm really glad that we're here today.
Yeah, me too. This is good. We have hours.
We have so many times.
So many times. So many minutes.
So what do you got for us today?
So I was actually looking at the Toolbox Killer. I was thinking about that, and then I was wondering if there was some sort of different rendition of that, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And so I came across the Toolbox Killers. And this case proved to me that the word evil is just not enough.
Oh, wow.
It's disgusting, it's depraved, immoral, perverted, the list
Goes
I mean,
on.
it just goes on. I had to look up synonyms, more synonyms. Like, these aren't enough.
Yeah.
Words. I need more.
Oh, I can't wait to hear it.
The details of this case can be hard to take, so trigger warning for rape, child rape, crimes against children, and torture. Lawrence Sigmund Bittaker and Roy Norris became known as the Toolbox Killers because the majority of the instruments they used, like pliers, ice picks, sledgehammers, were items these articles claimed you'd normally find in a household toolbox.
Mm-hmm.
Not mine.
No, I was going to say, I don't think mine has. I have a screwdriver.
I think that's
and a
all
hammer.
I have. Oh, I have like needle nose pliers.
Oh, good for you.
I have those.
Yeah.
The horrific crime spree took place in Southern California. They are some of the sickest and most sadistic individuals you will ever come across. John Douglas, a former FBI agent and criminal profiler, described Bittaker as one of the most disturbing criminals he had ever encountered.
Wow.
The crimes they committed were so horrific that the chief investigator on the case later took his own life. The evidence alone was just too much for him to live with.
Holy shit.
So hopefully you guys can hang in there through this one. We're going to get into their childhood to start.
Okay.
Bittaker was born on September 27th, 1940, in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. He was abandoned shortly after birth by his parents, which, trauma.
Yeah, that's immediate.
Yeah. They didn't want children.
Yeah, that's awful.
And so, I mean, I feel like they did what was best. He was adopted as an infant, and the childhood was marked by instability due to frequent moves because his adopted dad was in the aviation field.
Mm.
Bittaker was highly intelligent. They reported his IQ to be 138, which...
That's high.
From research we've did prior.
We did.
We did do it.
Did the research.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think like 90-ish is average.
Yeah.
And then above that is
like
very smart.
Yeah. Like he's like genius level.
Yeah.
Wow.
He performed well in school, but felt disconnected and unfulfilled, later claiming he lacked love and attention at home. His criminal behavior began very early, starting with shoplifting at the age of 12, and that escalated to car theft, hit-and-run incidents, and evading arrest. By 1957, he dropped out of high school and was soon cycling in and out of prison.
Okay.
And during that time, he was becoming increasingly violent and very manipulative.
Mm.
Eventually, he was incarcerated in the California Men's Colony in San Luis Obispo, where he would meet Roy Norris.
Oh, gosh. A match made in heaven.
I know. Now, here's Roy. He was born February 5th, 1948, in Greeley, Colorado, which my sister was living there. She lives in Irving now or something, so maybe...
She knew him.
That's right. She had to have. It's the only thing that makes sense.
Maybe they met on Tinder.
Those lines, remember the red lines? They're connected.
Ooh, they would have a yarn connection.
So he was born into a troubled and unstable home. He was conceived out of wedlock. His parents married really quick to provide just kind of like societal, to fall into the societal norms.
So he wasn't a bastard.
Exactly. They didn't have any sort of emotional support for him. His father worked really long hours, and his mother struggled with substance abuse, leading to a childhood spent moving between homes, like where they were living, and then also foster care.
Oh.
Norris later claimed he experienced abuse in foster care, that's never confirmed. By his teenage years, his behavior had become increasingly disturbed, marked by violent sexual fantasies and just poor impulse control.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I have poor impulse control. I will click buy on carts and things.
Well, I always get caught in that aisle before you get to the checkout at TJ Maxx.
Yeah. That's it.
That's my impulse.
They're just like, you need this chocolate that's been here for 5 years.
And these hand towels.
Exactly. And then this hair clip.
Yeah.
And maybe a new earring.
And lip rollers.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
They have so many fun things in those aisles.
I know.
They really know who
they're
targeting.
Right. They're doing it right.
Absolutely. After an incident involving inappropriate remarks to a relative, he attempted suicide and was returned home, where his parents reportedly told him he was unwanted.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So both of them had a lot of, I don't want you.
Yeah.
Go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Which sucks.
Really.
But it's not an excuse to do anything.
No.
He later joined the Navy but was discharged due to psychological issues, including a diagnosis of schizoid personality disorder. After his return to civilian life, Norris developed a pattern of violent sexual assaults and was eventually incarcerated, which is where he met Bittaker, and they were starting to form this partnership that would lead to a series of horrific crimes. Although both of them shared similarly troubled and unstable childhoods, their backgrounds in no way excuse the sadistic crimes they would later commit. What began as a typical prison friendship, which I'm not quite sure what that is, but I read somewhere that it was one.
What, did they eat lunch together?
I guess. Something. The relationship between them quickly deepened. Norris reportedly attempted to take his own life twice while incarcerated, and on both occasions, Bittaker intervened and protected him.
Aww.
So that's like one of those things. It sounds like Norris, he didn't want to be there.
Yeah.
Like
Clearly.
I feel like he might have known that what he was doing was not, like he had no appreciation of his own life.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like a lot of the times, if that's the case, you're less likely to appreciate anything else, right?
Well, I think his own family said that they didn't want him.
Right.
So he already believes that his life isn't worth it.
Yes. And at that point, I mean, I don't know what I would do. And also having like multiple failed suicide attempts.
Mm-hmm. Like I can't even do this right.
Right. But with Bittaker intervening and protecting him, it created a strong bond between the both of them. And their conversations gradually shifted from discussing their pasts to openly sharing and encouraging each other's violent sexual fantasies.
Oh, gosh.
So they quickly got very comfortable.
Yeah.
It's chilling to consider that while they're in prison, they were literally sitting in prison planning crimes.
All the crimes that they were wanting to commit.
Like once they were released.
Wow.
And after Bittaker's release, he initially appeared to reintegrate into society just fine. He was like a pillar of the community. He had a well-paying job. It was like $1,000 a week then, which is like 4,000-ish.
That's a lot of money.
It's like 4,000-ish in today's money.
Wow.
Which he's doing great. He's
Holy
balling.
Shit. Yeah.
And he presented himself as a contributing member to the community. He participated in charitable events and he donated to those in need.
So he
was doing, I know, he was doing the thing. Like he was.
It's almost like he was trying to
just
survive prison in a way.
Yeah.
And feed into this idea, with his buddy that, I don't know, to be able to fit in,
right,
in a sense.
That's what it kind of seems like.
Yeah.
It seems like he wanted to be this good guy. But that whole entire facade fell apart when Norris was released 3 months later.
Oh, God.
And within that 1 month of Roy's release, he raped a woman and abandoned her in the desert.
Oh,
so
man.
He was not
integrating.
He was not reintegrating.
He was to the races.
Absolutely. Wow. He just picked up right where he left off.
What a fucking prick.
I know, he sucks.
Yeah.
So once they were reunited, which I'm pretty sure that Norris sent, I'll interchange between Roy and Norris because I just know them so well.
Yeah. You've just really done the research.
Yeah. He sent a letter to Bittaker letting him know, like, hey, man, I'm out. So let's do the thing.
Oh, wow.
So once they were reunited, they started to move forward with their plans that they developed and turning their shared fantasies into their reality. The first thing they did was buy a van that was silverish gray. It was a 1977 GMC Vandura in February of 79.
Honestly,
it's like one of those, that classic kidnapping van.
Come on.
Because it has the sliding door, and they also nicknamed it Murder Mac, which they named their fucking car.
Oh my God. Not only is it a van, but it's called the Murder Mac.
Yes.
Wow.
Which is wild that they named it.
Yeah.
It's so strange to me.
Weirdos.
They stated that they could, quote, pull up real close and not have to open the doors all the way. So they thought that. Yes.
And they thought this all out.
This was absolutely premeditated. If there was, not that there is any doubt.
Right.
So from February to June of 79, they picked up over 20 female hitchhikers. They didn't assault them. They were practice runs for them to develop ruses to lure the girls into the van voluntarily.
Not the practice runs.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
It's baseball practice. It's just, you know, they had to do practice.
Just some snatching practice.
Yeah, exactly. They were also scoping out during that time secluded locations. So they were really preparing for this.
Yeah. It's amazing that the energy and the time that they put into this.
Yeah.
Imagine if they used that for good.
Right.
Like, come on.
They could have saved so many people instead of hurting so many people.
Right.
So as they were scoping out those locations, in late April, they found this isolated fire road that was locked up in the San Gabriel Mountains.
Okay.
Bittaker broke open the lock gate and replaced it with his own lock, and so now their plans could actually start. So the first one happened on June 24th, 1979. Bittaker and Norris murdered their first victim, who was a 16-year-old. Her name was Lucinda Lynn Schaefer. And she was last seen leaving a church fellowship meeting in Redondo Beach. Earlier that day, the pair of them had finished modifying their van. They were installing a bed and like stocking it with items. So I guess they're little toolbox things, maybe some snacks, I don't know. Before they started driving around. And so like around 11 a.m., they were just cruising on the beach. They're drinking beer, smoking grass, and flirting with girls. They didn't really have a set routine for that day. They were just casually, They
were just trying to come off as a couple hippies.
Exactly. And they're just like, we're cool guys. We have some weed. We have this car
that's
very
something
spacious.
Fixed? I have some tools.
Yeah. Do you need to take a nap?
Yeah.
I have a whole bed.
Yeah.
At about 7:46 p.m., Norris spotted that 16-year-old, Lucinda Lynn Schaefer, walking down the street to her grandmother's house. And Norris said to Bittaker, quote, "There's a cute little blonde." Yeah. I'm just like, it's nothing. Like, oh, look at that little doggy.
Honestly, hand in head.
Yeah.
At this point.
After unsuccessfully attempting to entice Lucinda into the van with offers of marijuana and like a ride home, Bittaker and Norris drove further ahead and parked alongside a driveway. Norris then exited the vehicle, opened their little passenger side door, leaned into the van with his head and shoulders obscured from view behind the door. And when Schaefer passed the van, Norris exchanged a few words with her before dragging her into the van and closing the door.
Oh my God.
Using a ruse they would repeat in most of their subsequent murders, Bittaker turned the radio to full volume as Norris bound the victim's arms and legs and gagged her with duct tape as Bittaker drove Schaefer to the fire road in the San Gabriel Mountains. So they would blast music, they would tie her up, and make their way to their little spot.
Wow.
Like, it just seems so casual for them.
Yeah, that poor girl, man.
Like, this is just a little girl.
Yeah.
Literally walking home from church. Not a care in the world, probably.
So wholesome.
Yeah. She was probably so happy, so grateful.
Yeah.
And all of these things. And then something like that because some guy got let out of prison. Despite screaming when she was abducted, Lucinda quickly regained her composure. In a written account of that night, Bittaker said, quote, "She displayed a magnificent state of self-control and composed acceptance of the conditions of which she had no control. She shed no tears, offered no resistance, and expressed no great concern for her safety. I guess she knew what was coming."
Do we believe him?
I don't know.
I mean, honestly.
I don't know.
Like, who says, like, yeah, she was just along for the ride?
Yeah, she was just here for it. She was cool. She was just like, chilling.
I know what's about to happen.
So Norris first raped her, and then they just repeatedly took turns.
Oh,
so this poor girl is going through cycles. And upon the second brutal rape, Lucinda asked Norris whether they intended to kill her, to which he replied no. And in response, Lucinda didn't believe him.
Mm-hmm.
She requested to be allowed time to pray before she was killed, if that was their true intention.
Oh.
Like this
sweet baby.
I don't know what to say.
Yeah. I mean, what is there to say? The fact that these psycho fucking paths picked up this girl, took their time, just like she was like a plaything.
Yeah. Absolutely. She pleaded to have a second to pray. She begged Can I just pray real quick?
Knowing what was coming.
Yes. And that was before they attempted to strangle her. And after about 45 seconds of strangulation, Norris couldn't continue anymore. So Bittaker then attempted to strangle her, and then she started convulsing, and then they twisted a wire coat hanger around her neck until she was dead.
Oh my God.
So she wasn't just, killed.
She was tortured.
Quickly.
Yeah.
By any means.
Right.
She was raped over and over again. She was strangled. Wasn't successful. Strangled again. Wasn't fully successful. And then strangled again with a coat hanger.
Okay, but where did they get the coat hanger?
I guess it's one of their tools in their toolbox.
Wow.
I don't know. I didn't ask that question.
Well, I mean, it's just a strange thing to have in a van.
I guess. Maybe
that's where they
had to hang their jackets or something. I don't know. They didn't want any wrinkles. This is not funny. Okay.
No.
So
this
Lucinda's
is just dark humor.
Yes. I don't know what else to do in this situation except to laugh.
Yeah.
Her body was wrapped in a plastic shower curtain and then thrown over a steep canyon that Bittaker chose.
Oh.
According to Norris, after Bittaker had thrown her over the canyon, Bittaker assured him, quote, the animals would eat her up so there wouldn't be any evidence left.
Oh my God.
They don't even take the time. It's
like she was a piece of garbage.
Exactly. And just completely discarded. Didn't even care to cover the evidence, something, bury her. I don't know. Just
it's like throwing away the wrapper of a cheeseburger.
Right.
What a fucking psychopath.
Then, after that, they moved on to another victim. It was roughly, I want to say 2 weeks later or so. So this was July 8th, 1979. It was 2 weeks after the murder of Lucinda. They encountered an 18-year-old woman named Andrea Joy Hall. She was hitchhiking along the Pacific Coast Highway, which very commonplace practice during that time.
Yep.
I've hitchhiked.
Yeah.
Which is wild.
I've never done that.
I did that one time.
I'm too afraid.
Well, Lucinda wasn't. So when she was hitchhiking, another vehicle actually picked her up. And so they followed that car until she was dropped off in Redondo Beach.
Oh, wow. That's a whole nother level.
Yes. They didn't just move on to somebody else. They very much targeted her at that point.
So not only did she hitchhike, which is dangerous, it was fine. Everything was good during the hitchhike.
Yeah.
It was after.
Yes.
That was, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was after she got dropped off. So Norris hid in the back of the van so it looked like there was just one of them. And Bittaker offered her a drink. And when she walked over, Norris pounced on Andrea. And after a very strenuous fight, she fought. She very much fought. Norris was able to subdue her and bound and gagged her and threw her in the back of the van.
Oh, poor thing.
They drove to their little secret location in the San Gabriel Mountains where she was raped twice.
So the same spot.
Same spot.
Took.
This
wow.
is
okay.
Their go-to spot. This is where they scoped it. They locked it all up.
Wow.
And while they were there, a vehicle started approaching. So they dragged her into nearby bushes and they forced her to walk uphill naked and perform sexual acts on him before ordering her to pose for several pictures.
Oh my God.
So they were just completely...
They had no remorse or care or...
No, they degraded her.
I hate them.
Absolutely. They drove up. They eventually got back in the van. They drove up to another location on the mountain. And they said, mind you, the look on her face was of sheer terror.
Wow, if
they said that. They were just like, oh yeah, she was scared shitless. Proudly.
I'm surprised they could tell what human emotion was.
I know. Lawrence decided to play another sick game on Andrea and make her beg for her life. And he told her to give him reasons she should live.
Wow. What reason would have been acceptable to him?
None.
I wonder.
None. This was just a little game.
Yeah.
This was for fun.
Right.
Which is just...
Giving her hope.
Yeah. which is sick.
Yeah.
He told Roy that it didn't matter what her answers were going to be because they planned to kill her anyway, and they did do so in a very horrific manner. The heartless monsters grabbed an ice pick and forcefully shoved it into Andrea's ear as far as it would go, pulled it out, and then plunged it to the other ear, which he then stomped on the end of it with his foot, causing it to break off. She was still alive.
Oh my God.
She was alive during all of that.
Ah.
Which I don't know how.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. My ears hurt.
Right. And they got so frustrated with the fact that she was alive that they strangled her. And once she was dead, they threw her body off a cliff.
Just like the other one.
Yeah.
Oh, God. What sick, sick people. Where did they get the ice pick?
Oh, that was part of their toolbox.
Wow.
As stated earlier in the episode.
Yeah, wow.
If you go back to minute 2. They eventually decided to abduct 2 other girls together, which was new. That's a new little thing that they were doing.
They did not do that before.
No, they didn't.
Did
they switched it up, I guess. They were switching it up. They had spotted these 2 girls together on the 3rd of September of 79. Jackie Gilliam and her friend Jacqueline Lamp had been hitchhiking. And again, the hitchhiking.
That's why people say don't do it.
Exactly. So they were hitchhiking and they decided to have a rest at a bus stop. And this is where Lawrence and Roy spotted the pair of them and approached them. Jackie was 15 and Jacqueline was 13.
Oh, wow. Where were
These
their
are
parents?
Small children. I feel like then it was much more commonplace to
just like go.
Yeah. Be like, just be home later.
Yeah. During all the serial killers.
Exactly.
Time.
This was like the height of serial killers.
Yeah. The prime time.
So the both of them were sitting there when they offered them a lift and some weed. And the girls are just like, yeah, okay.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Like, thanks.
Oh my God.
That sounds nice. I don't want to have to wait. Yeah. Nice van.
Nice van.
Exactly.
You're like, yeah, come on in the murder Mac.
Who did they even say the name of the van to? What was it for?
Probably themselves.
It's just
like, hey man, do you want to call this the murder bag?
Right.
And he's like, wow, what a good name. Let's go pick up some hitchhikers.
So cool. So once they were inside the van, everything seemed okay until the girls noticed that they were driving in a completely different direction, which is a huge fear of mine when getting into an Uber.
Yes. And even just keep driving.
Yes.
Or turn the opposite way.
Yes.
You're like, wait, no.
Like if I'm going from a place that I know to a place that I know, and they take a different route than I know.
Scary.
I'm like, where are you going?
Well, at least with Uber, they will get caught.
Yes, they will.
For sure.
But then I'm like, oh, do you know some like secret internet technologies?
Yeah.
And this is all a lie?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I just get scared shitless.
Did you hack my app?
Yeah, exactly. So they were driving and they noticed that they were going in a completely different direction. So that's when panic started to set in. Jacqueline made an attempt to open the van door, to which Roy grabbed a bag full of weights and violently struck Jacqueline over the head, knocking her out cold for a few minutes. As he began to bind and gag Jackie, Jacqueline started to regain consciousness and then again attempted to flee. So that's when Norris twisted her arm behind her back, which was incredibly painful.
Yeah.
And dragged her back into the van. And as the struggle was going on, Bittaker noticed that that was happening inside the van was very noticeable for potential witnesses. So he stopped and then he punched Jackie in the face and assisted Norris in finishing binding and gagging the both of them. Once they arrived at their little murder spot, the girls were subjected to repeated rapes, torture, and beatings over a 2-day period.
Oh.
So that's also new. They have progressed to holding their victims.
Wow.
They were forced to pose for photographs, and their attacks were recorded on tape.
Okay, so what did they do with the photographs?
Right.
And they recorded it?
Yes.
Holy shit.
So
they could relive it?
I guess.
Freaks.
Because I feel like they already know that they're going to kill them.
Yeah.
So they needed something.
Right.
Their little trophies.
Yeah.
On one occasion, Lawrence ordered Jackie to pretend that she was his cousin, and he recorded himself sexually assaulting her.
Okay. That's weird. I mean, all of it's weird, but that's like...
When I read that, I was just like, okay.
You're my cousin. Honestly, and this isn't funny, but it reminds me of that Joe Dirt movie when he's like, you're my sister, you're my sister. Anyways.
Okay. They wanted the girls to scream as much as possible and cause them horrendous pain. So anytime they weren't screaming, they wanted more. They wanted to hear everything that they were doing to them. They wanted to know that they were in pain. The more pain the girls endured, the more Lawrence and Roy got their kicks.
Yeah.
Jackie was also put through the excruciating pain of having her breast stabbed constantly with an ice pick, and pliers were used to tear off parts of her nipple.
Oh my God.
It was absolutely beyond horrendous what they went through. It's worse than a nightmare. It's worse than like a night terror.
Yeah.
They suffered so much pain.
I mean, that's almost worse than any horror movie that I've seen.
Absolutely. And the thing is that even when they were screaming, it wasn't enough for them. They wanted them to scream more, which is just wild. Like, they're never going to get enough.
No. Hence why they didn't want to kill them immediately.
Exactly. So they had no mercy. Their hearts were just black, cold.
Not there.
At all.
Yeah.
After 2 days of torture, both girls were murdered, but they made sure to inflict maximum pain as possible. Lawrence grabbed Jackie and forced an ice pick into each of her ears before strangling her to death. And Jacqueline was bludgeoned to death as an attempt to strangle her failed. So they're really not good at strangling.
No, I don't know why they keep doing it.
I don't either. They needed to prove themselves to something, someone.
And which one's the freak that likes to do the ice pick?
It's probably Norris. Or honestly, it might be Bittaker, because Bittaker was the one who lived, like after he got out of prison, he was like all fine and dandy.
Yeah.
But you'll find out later that Bittaker is the one who constructed most of it.
He's like the brains behind the operation.
And Norris was just fucking crazy.
Well, I guess it makes sense that when he's able to integrate, right? He's able to like morph into this.
Yes.
Almost like a sane, productive member of society.
He knows how to play the part.
Yeah.
He very much does, which is scary.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's extremely scary. So after Jackie was killed and Jacqueline was also killed, they were treated again as disposable and they were thrown off a cliff.
Wow.
So
they got a few bodies down there now.
Yeah. I'm assuming it's the same cliff.
4?
Yes.
Wow.
So their last known victim was Shirley Lynette Ledford, who was only 16 years old. And she was traveling back home from a Halloween party on the 31st of October, 1979. This spanned over a year.
Yeah.
Not even a year.
Right, I was going to say.
And like the other girls, she was offered a ride and some weed, and she politely refused.
Good for her.
Shirley worked as a waitress in the restaurant that Lawrence had frequented, so investigators think that she may have thought it was safe to get into the van with him.
Oh, because she knew him.
Right. So they still grabbed her, and they quickly drove onto a side street where Norris drew a knife, then bound and gagged her with construction tape. Bittaker then traded places with Norris, and they drove just aimlessly for a while, more than an hour.
In the murder Mac.
Yes, in the murder Mac. As Bittaker stayed with Shirley in the back of the van. And after they removed the tape from the girl's mouth and legs, Bittaker tormented her, initially slapping and mocking her, then beating her with his fists as he reportedly shouted to her, "Say something."
Oh, God.
Which I wish somebody would.
That's what I'm saying.
Say something? I'm about to show you something.
Say what?
Yeah.
What the fuck do you want me to say?
Like, what can I say at this point?
Yeah.
She's probably, her brain is just...
in shock?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
She's in extreme pain.
I'd be like, something.
That took a second to register. Yeah. Something.
Say something. Something.
Something. But when he did say that, she did begin screaming. And then he started shouting at her to scream louder. And she continued screaming. And Bittaker began asking her as he struck her, "What's the matter? Don't you like to scream?"
What?
What the fuck?
These guys, man. These guys.
What's the matter? What's the matter? You're beating my ass right now.
Yeah.
You're assaulting me. Fuck you.
Yeah, for real.
But there was constant screaming. There was constant begging, pleading, and crying with him. And he still demanded that she scream louder.
She's going to lose her voice.
Yeah.
Like how much louder do you want her to scream?
Did you give her some water?
Yeah. She's probably thirsty.
So thirsty.
Give her some honey.
A glass of tea. A glass of tea? A cup of tea.
A cup.
And a crumpet. Shirley's hell at the back of the van is the stuff of nightmares. Like, it's completely like, I can't think.
Yeah. No.
I can't
inconceivable.
grasp what that is like.
Yeah, no. No. That's why I think we can have this like dark humor that we have.
Yes.
Because it's almost like, oh, this didn't happen. This isn't actually real.
Right. It feels like it's not real life.
Yeah.
But it was absolutely real.
Yeah.
I can't imagine, like, stubbing my toe.
Dude, I dropped a weight on my finger.
Yeah.
And your
arm's broken.
Yeah.
You can't do anything. You can't walk.
I'm applying for disability.
Exactly. All the while, this whole entire thing is being recorded on tape.
Oh, God.
That hell she's going through in the back of that van, inconceivable. And that tape, the tape of these horrendous moments, still exists today. And the FBI use it as part of their training.
Wow.
So they can desensitize them.
Oh, God.
Like, that's how bad it was.
Wow. I guess if you see that, then you've already seen almost the worst thing. Yeah.
Anyone who heard this tape or the other tapes that were found struggled deeply because of them. Like, these people had to go through therapy. Like, we're going to get into it with the trial.
Yeah.
But it's just...
Why am I so sick in the head that I want to see?
I know. I looked for it, which is fucked.
Yeah, but we're just like that.
I don't know why.
Yeah,
I just want to, like, it feels like I want to see how bad it is because that's how disgusted I am with them.
Yeah.
Does that even make sense?
Yeah. No, it does to me. Most people probably wouldn't understand.
No.
And
that's why I'm talking to you.
Yep. That's why we're here.
Yeah. And as I mentioned earlier, the chief investigator of the case couldn't cope with it. And he couldn't deal with all that evidence. And knowing everything that happened to those poor girls, it was too much to have in his mind. And so he took his own life.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like, if the chief investigator, the investigator,
who's investigated
lots of other things.
A lot of crimes.
Like, there's a bunch of shit going down in California.
Yeah.
And this was the one that took the cake for him.
Well,
and
I mean, it probably would mean too, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, same. But it just says, it speaks
volumes
and
to
volumes,
these crimes.
And so many volumes are being spoken.
Yeah. So many.
But Lawrence began attacking Shirley with a sledgehammer before Roy took over, and then he proceeded to sexually assault and torture her while the tape continued to record. So this is all the stuff that's happening that's on that tape.
Yeah.
She was attacked again with a sledgehammer, like multiple times, which I don't know how many times you can get attacked with a sledgehammer and live. Like, it's wild to me that these women, these girls, these children lived through each of those phases of their torture.
Well, and correct me if I'm wrong, but these guys it doesn't seem like they're very good at that, like, end game.
No.
The killing itself.
No, they're really bad at that.
Yeah.
Obviously
they want to torture.
Yes.
But when it came to
actually
doing it,
yes,
it was like they really struggled with it.
Absolutely. Which honestly was probably, might have taken some of their manhood away, which is probably why they tortured more.
Yeah. That's why they wanted the screams. That's why they wanted
to feel like they were doing something.
Yeah. In charge, controlled.
They said that or according to the tape, it lasted roughly 2 hours before Roy strangled Shirley with a wire hanger where they hung their coats.
Yep.
And it was tightened with a pair of pliers. And instead of their usual routine of disposing the remains over a cliff, they're like, you know what? We're going to leave her body on someone's lawn.
What?
Doesn't make any sense.
Well, none of this
makes sense.
makes sense. But that is...
Yeah.
I just want to know...
They said it was for the shock value.
why. Okay.
And they wanted to have the press involved. So now they wanted that notoriety.
Okay.
Which
here we
wasn't what was happening before.
Yeah.
Now they want people to know that they're doing this.
The progression.
Yep. The escalation.
Yep.
And over such a short period of time.
Yeah.
Like it really wasn't that long.
No. Well, it sounds like they went to a trade school and that is not very long.
No. When an autopsy was conducted on Shirley's body, some of her ordeal was evidence from the horrific tears to her vagina and rectum to the trauma to other parts of her body as well.
Oh.
There was also evidence that a pair of pliers had been forced inside of her, which contributed to that trauma. Yeah.
I mean, that's heavy.
It is.
That is heavy.
I can't get past the fact that she was 16.
Yeah. I have to almost block out those details.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, all of it's fucking horrible.
Absolutely.
But just that they were all kids.
It's just children.
Mm-hmm. With their entire lives
ahead of them.
Yeah.
And they were all living seemingly happy lives.
Yeah.
But finally, they were both arrested on November 20th of 1979. And it came down to Norris running his mouth.
Oh.
Because that notoriety.
So you're telling me that they wouldn't have gotten caught yet if he hadn't ran his mouth?
Yes.
Oh my God.
They may have potentially. I mean, I don't know what DNA looked like then.
I don't think it was very strong at that point.
No, I'd imagine not.
Mm-hmm.
But so Norris reconnected with an old acquaintance. His name was Joseph Jackson. He was someone he had been incarcerated with, his little prison buddy.
Oh, his little convict friend.
Yeah. And he started bragging about everything they had done.
Mm.
Which, what's like to brag?
Honestly, that's classic of Norris at this point.
Yeah. He's not the brightest bulb.
Very Norris coded.
Yes. Roy.
Mm.
And so he started bragging about everything, and that included the murders and even other incidents where victims had escaped.
Oh.
Yeah. So there were more on top of this.
Didn't know about that.
Some extra info came from this. And Joseph was so disturbed that he went to his lawyer, who then contacted the police. Which, convict friend, good on him.
Good on him for being a snitch, honestly.
Yes.
See, sometimes
snitches don't get stitches.
Sometimes they don't.
They get our validation.
Yes.
And around that same time, a surviving victim, Robin Robeck, was re-interviewed and was able to identify the both of them.
Wow.
Yeah.
The living victim.
Correct.
Wow.
So there were multiple victims before and during all of this, but because there was very little evidence to prove if it happened, who did it.
Which is so sick.
It is. It wasn't taken very seriously. There was no follow-up, but she was re-interviewed because of this information.
Thank God.
And once they were caught, immediately they turned on each other. Right off the bat. He did it.
I'm not his best friend.
I don't know him. My name's not Roy. So Norris ended up taking a plea deal to avoid the death penalty, which is wild because he tried to kill himself so many times.
Just die.
Yeah.
I mean,
just get it over with.
Yeah.
Bye.
Someone else will do it for you.
Exactly. And it'll be successful.
Yeah.
Your dreams can come true.
100%.
On March 18th, 1980, he pleaded guilty to multiple charges, including 4 counts of first-degree murder, and was sentenced to 45 years to life. He was eligible for parole, but never got out, and he
Okay.
died in 2020.
Okay. Wow. That's recent.
Yeah, it was like the other day.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Bittaker, on the other hand, was hit with 29 charges, including kidnapping, rape, sodomy, and murder, along with conspiracy charges. He even tried to have Robin Robeck killed before trial so she couldn't testify, which is just...
Wow. I mean, we've heard that before.
Yeah, but like all this evidence is there.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Who would do it for that? Do it for him?
I don't know.
Do you know what I mean?
It's not Roy.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that.
Yeah, no.
It's not Joseph.
Mm-mm.
And when the police searched everything, the van, their homes, and even a motel, they found a shit ton of disturbing evidence. There was even acid. They were planning on using acid on next
torture?
victims. Yes.
Oh, shit.
They found the victims' belongings, weapons, and around 500 photos. Some of those photos showed unidentified girls, which is extremely unsettling. And when they searched the San Gabriel Mountains, not all of the victims were recovered.
Oh.
Lucinda and Andrea were never found, while Jackie and Jacqueline were.
Well, they were the most recent.
Yeah. Bittaker's trial started January 19th of 81, and one of the biggest pieces of evidence was the recording they'd made.
Mm-hmm.
Norris testified that Bittaker would replay it and thought it was, quote, real funny.
What the fuck?
This is not a comedy.
No. Nothing about this is funny.
No. Like, what? Okay. All right. So I'm going to try and put these dots together. Where in your mind does it click that hurting people is funny?
Yeah.
It doesn't.
I mean,
this is not like tripping somebody
yeah,
or like,
if someone falls, it's funny.
Okay, yes,
if they're
it's
not
funny.
like seriously injured.
They didn't break anything.
Yeah.
They're not hurt.
Like if you trip, I'm
sure.
laughing.
Yes. I do like those videos of kids like running into things.
Yeah. It's
Huge fan.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
Well, their reactions are funny.
Right. They're in shock. They're just like, how'd that door get there?
This is
not funny.
not at all.
Like, to no degree.
No.
When it was played in court, prosecutor Stephen Kay warned the jury that, quote, a voice from the dead would point an accusing finger. And he added that for those of you who do not know what hell is like, you will find out.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Those jurors.
I mean, accurate, though.
Yes. Incredibly accurate. Like that. I don't think hell is even a good enough word to cover everything that happened.
No. They had no idea what was coming when they got that jury
Absolutely
duty.
not. No. They were just like, I get out of work for today.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah.
Fucking sick.
Yeah.
The courtroom reaction was intense. People were crying. Some covered their faces. Some walked out and were vomiting in the halls.
Oh, wow.
Meanwhile, Bittaker just sat there smiling.
See, the jurors had a natural reaction to this.
How the brain is supposed to work.
Yeah.
And which makes me want to study the mind. Like, I don't know how the brain functions at all. But I feel like it would be clear in like some sort of scan.
Yeah.
That something is highlighted.
What his brain looks like
compared to a normal.
Yeah.
Yeah. The impact of the tape was so strong that even Kay broke down. And he later said, quote, everybody who has heard that tape has had it affect their lives. I just picture those girls, how alone they were when they died. When asked if the tape should have been played, he didn't hesitate. You're darn right it should have been. The jury needs to know what these guys did.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it makes sense.
Absolutely.
It's awful.
Yes.
But this is why this man should never be let out.
Exactly. Or should probably die.
Right.
In closing arguments, Kay even called Bittaker an excuse for a man while holding up photos of the victims. After over 3 weeks of trial and 3 days of deliberation, the jury found Bittaker guilty on all major charges. When it came to sentencing, it only took about 90 minutes, and they gave him the death penalty.
90 minutes? I'm sorry, but that's too long.
That is too long.
It's way too long.
I mean, they had a lot of charges to talk about.
Yeah.
There was like 29 of something and then a few of something else. And
Yeah.
then they probably wanted to be like, oh, can we add charges or something like that?
Yeah.
That's what I would want. Just be like, can we actually...
Well, if this was for the death penalty too.
Yeah. Some people don't want the death penalty.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
no matter what.
Yeah.
They're like, some people are like, let him suffer in prison.
Right.
But it seems like he enjoys
He's fine
prison.
in there. He makes buddies.
Right.
And he just has a good old
plans,
time. Yeah.
It relives his crimes.
And that's just not a life that he should live.
Yeah.
So like I stated earlier, I guess a couple times now, Paul Bynum, the chief investigator of the murders, he died by suicide in 1987. He was 39 years old.
Oh, wow.
He had a 10-page suicide note, and he specifically referred to the murders committed by Lawrence Bittaker and Roy Norris as haunting him, and his fear that one of them or the both of them may be released from prison.
Whoa.
And he couldn't deal with that fact.
Wow.
Like,
I mean, imagine like the victims' families.
Yes.
Having to go on knowing what happened to their loved one.
Yeah.
But the reaction from the chief investigator.
Yes.
That is wild.
Yeah. And that audio cassette is still used by the FBI Academy to train and desensitize to the like raw reality of torture and murder and just like the sick people that are out there.
As much as we don't want to believe it's real, it actually happens.
And this case also helped develop more criminal profiling just for individuals in general and those incarcerated as well.
Yep.
And whether or not their charges should have weight on how long
the sentences.
Right. And whether or not they should be able to reintegrate into society until X, Y, or Z is done first.
Well, been there, done that at this point.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. So the both of them did die in prison. Norris in 2020 and Bittaker in 2019, though it wasn't
by lethal injection. Wow.
It's just natural causes, I guess. The coroner's report, I wasn't able to find it, but they determined something, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But it wasn't what we were hoping for.
Well, I mean, they were a lot older, right?
Yeah, he was 79.
When he died.
Yeah.
Wow, I hate them.
Yeah.
It's so sad.
Suck.
Yeah.
Also, it wasn't even like, you know how some people do stuff for greed or for fame?
Right.
Their reasons were just to cause pain.
Yeah, they enjoyed it.
Yeah. There was no talk about if they wanted to like feel more macho or whatever it is. They just thoroughly enjoyed it.
I wonder if it was, obviously it was sexual.
Yes.
Too, right? Yeah. But yeah, it sounds like it was just the control and the enjoying of others in pain.
I do think that Lawrence enjoyed it because of the like making everything happen. Like you were saying, like controlling the situation. Like he enjoys the planning. Yeah. I don't think that was Norris's thing.
Yeah.
I think that his was
like messy.
Yes, very messy. And the two of them together just...
Well, and the fact that, was it Norris that had the high IQ?
No, that was Lawrence Bittaker.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
The fact that somebody that smart can do heinous things. Like, I know serial killers can be very smart. Like, Ted Bundy was very smart.
Incredibly. And sometimes I wonder if, like, the higher the IQ, the more detached.
From reality, from emotional.
Or, like, the more you need, like, certain things in order to feel fulfilled.
Yeah. It's sick.
It is sick. I like being dumb.
I like being dumb too.
It feels nice.
Or just like a medium.
Yes.
Medium
We're
smart.
at medium smarts.
Yeah. I'll take that all day long.
And it's just a great feeling.
Oh,
I enjoy flowers and the air and just like being around.
Yep.
That's enough.
Well, and I enjoy my relationships.
Oh,
too,
yeah, absolutely.
you know?
Way to make it so much better than mine. You're like, I said, I enjoy flour. You're like, I like having relationships with individuals that are just
With
deep
meaning.
connections.
Yeah. Honestly, though.
No, but I agree.
All right. Well, anyway,
Yeah.
thank you all for listening.
Yes.
All of our little criminals out there.
Yeah.
And make sure you follow us on Spotify, Apple Music, or wherever you listen. It really helps us out a lot.
And rate and
yes,
comment.
Give us some feedback. Send us an email for cases you want us to do in the future.
On TikTok.
Yep. crimeswedidn'tcommit@gmail.com.
Instagram.
Facebook. We're on there too.
Yeah. And X, but I don't look at that. So, sorry.
So stay tuned for our next episode. Stay safe.
And remember, we didn't do it.